Win, mate. What a great fight that was, and there's been a few fight of the night contenders tonight, and I think that's definitely up there with it. So, what are you going to spend your 50 grand on?
I don't know, maybe buying a new car to my mom. First time coming out here and watching me. And I was like, I'm going to win for you, Mom. And I'm just happy she came out. But I don't know, yeah. Maybe definitely, but with 50 G's I can get more than a car. So we'll see, though. I don't know. I don't really have like a go-to thing.
So when the fight was going on, how did you rate your own performance, and how did you feel in there?
Yeah, I felt good. I feel like I picked him apart with like low kicks and in the hands. Just from the corner they told me don't go towards a big overhand because that was his biggest weapon. He kind of got me a little bit in the first round, but I ain't gonna go anywhere. Like you're not gonna get me out of there, man. Like by now, people probably know that. Like you can hurt me, you can fucking do whatever you want, but you're not gonna get me out of there, especially in front of my mom. So, I just took it and I kept going and kept doing my fight. And I knew I was the better fighter, so I had to do some very big mistake to lose the fight. But at the same time, he's a worthy opponent and he was very motivated. And even though I kept telling myself, like, don't think because you're the better fighter to expect an easy fight, because I knew that wasn't going to be the case. So yeah, I just went out there, did my thing, and got the win.
That's fantastic. And going in a lot in this guy's gym, a lot of the guys won't spar with him because of how hard he hits. How hard does he hit?
Listen, I fought like 230 pound Costa. Like it hits hard, but I've seen worse. And I don't know about that, to be honest. If they don't spar him, like. I sparred him before, like, it's not, it hits hard for sure. He got a good overhand, like, for sure, but I've seen worse.
That's what we love about you as well. You never there's never an easy fight, but you always take the hardest fight possible. Like, look at your last 4 or 5 fights,
Yeah, you're right, man. Like, sometimes I could be a little bit, like, I don't know, that's just like, I don't know, I kind of want to go through the best of my opponent to then come out on top. Like, I got to be a bit more... I got to develop a little bit more of like smartness in my fights. Like I kind of like go where they're best at, and then I still want to beat them. Like it's more of an ego thing, but it's not smart in fighting. But yeah, I'm winning, so it's okay. I'm back on the win column right now. Yeah, so but definitely that's something I got to work on. I agree with you on that.
Congratulations, man.
Marvin,
thank you.
Obviously, on your road to another title shot, do you feel that you'd have to rectify that performance against Robert Whittaker on the way to getting another title shot? Do you think that's within your sights, a rematch?
Listen, I would like to say yes, but I believe I still need a few more fights, and I don't mind about it. I don't mind that, of course, man. The way I am, like, I want to rush to the title, and for sure, like, Pereira would be a great fight for me. With that being said, well, see, listen, I'm right there. I'm right there. Like, I always say, like, top 5. When you're in the top 5, doesn't mean, like, it doesn't matter, like, if you're, like, number 1, number 2, number 3. Like, you're in the top 5. If the occasion arise and you got some momentum behind you, like, you can catch that occasion and maybe, win the fight. Like, there's a lot of example of that. And so we'll see. We'll see how this fight between Pereira and Adesanya will play out. Obviously, Whittaker is there. And but I'm there, and the moment you send me that contract and I sign it, you can count on me on showing up. You can count on me 100%. There's never been a time where I backed off of a fight. So, like, I'm right there. That's what I can say.
Obviously, Pereira is a completely different stylistic matchup in terms of what you went up against Adesanya. Obviously, like you said, you've got a few fights before that title fight would come. But eyeing up Pereira, how does that match up for you in terms of what you went up against Adesanya?
I didn't really get the question, brother.
In terms of what you went up against Adesanya, what threats does Pereira bring in comparison?
Actually, in terms of like skill set, they're pretty similar. They're both striker. Of course, like Pereira is different in the way like he fights. He's more of a boxer. He's more like of a power puncher. He's even taller. Like he's a bit bigger. A bunch of things, but he's less acclimated to MMA still, but he's getting there. I think they're giving him time, and with more time, he's getting there. With that being said, I believe I'm a very good matchup because I could definitely mix it up with wrestling, and he would struggle with that. But I like it as a champion, man, way more than Adesanya. But I like the Adesanya's fight too. We'll see. Like I said, line them up. The only guy who I didn't fight yet in the top 5 is probably Cannonier. Maybe that's what's next. But listen, if somebody gets injured, I'm gonna be right there. I'm gonna be active. I want to stay active, and I'm gonna be ready. And if I have the chance to fight Pereira, you can count on me for sure.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Marvin, right here in front of you. You said that when you fight people, you tend to kind of want to fight to their strengths, and maybe that's not the smartest decision. So what was the game plan, if you had a game plan coming into this one, that maybe you didn't follow while you were in there?
No. Actually, I mean, listen, we stayed disciplined throughout the fight, and with the game plan, the game plan was to keep it standing. So we surely did that. But in terms of of the stand-up fight, I felt like he landed some shot that I could have avoided for sure. I could have just made him miss completely almost every shot that he threw. And but listen, it's a fight, it's you gotta be ready to take what you give sometimes. So I'm definitely ready of that. And yeah, he just landed some overhand that I shouldn't have been taking. That's it really. But I can take it, and that's it. I mean, kept going forward, kept doing my fight, and won it clearly in my eyes.
That was going to be my next question. It was obviously a very close fight. You won a unanimous decision, but there is debate online though, over who won. So you were confident when the fight was over.
Yeah, because first thing I asked my corners, but because sometimes you can get it mixed, but I felt like I was landing a lot. With the low kicks and with the kicks, and also jabs, and then every time he was coming in, he landed those. I gotta go back and watch the fight, but he landed those he had a couple of moments where he landed, but then somebody said something. But then throughout the fight, I felt like I landed way more. Every time there was an exchange, I was initiating, and most of the time landing the low kicks and landing my shots. And yeah, I mean, I felt like I did way more than enough.
Marvin, just to your right over here.
Yep.
Hi. With your division, I know Alex Pereira is the champion, but a lot of people I've heard would probably say that the best middleweight would probably be either Adesanya or Robert Whittaker. You've been in the octagon with them both. In your opinion, who's the better fighter out of those two?
I think Whittaker, man. A way to put it is if you line up 10 very good fighters and you put both of them against these 10 very good fighters, I think Whittaker would beat most of them. But with the way they match up, Whittaker struggles with Adesanya a little bit. That's the way I would kind of put it. But yeah, I feel like Whittaker is actually better than Adesanya. But again, sometimes matchups makes fights, So I mean, they're both great fighters, man, at the end of the day. But I think Whittaker is more complete, and the style that he brings it's even more solid, I'd say, than Adesanya.
And I know, obviously, you used to live in London. You used to train at Shoot Fighters, I think.
Absolutely, yeah.
How has it been coming back to London and just enjoying the London experience the past week or so?
No, it was nice. I mean, listen, I'm probably going to stay one more day tomorrow to just walk around a little bit because, to be honest, these few days I didn't even have the time to even look around London. But yeah, man, I mean, I just feels good, after almost 10 years, coming back to London, catching up with some of my old teammates. Actually, shout out to Michael Shipman. He came and helped me in the hotel to train. And yeah, man, I mean, it feels good, London is kind of my second home. I used to hate to live in London because I was broke, pretty bad, back in the days. But it made me still a lot of good memories.
Just one final one from you, Marvin. I think we're going to see a few more European shows in the UFC. How much would it mean to you to potentially headline a card in Italy?
Oh, absolutely, man. It would be amazing. I told Dana right there in the back, I'm like, listen, we got to make it happen in Italy, man. it's a dream of mine, you know, like, yeah, we got to make it happen at one point. And it would be amazing. I'm going to try to be on Dana's ass and ask him like to make it happen more and more and more. Every time I see him, I'll try to tell him.
Thank you, congratulations.
Of course.
Marvin, just over here. Apologies if you've answered this already, but in the media day you said you were interested in a fight with Jared Cannonier. Is that still a possibility?
I said that that's the only guy who I haven't fought in the top 5, basically, of some like on that have been there for a while in the top 5. So eventually, I believe, like, you know, he's definitely a worthy opponent. He's definitely a solid guy, and down the road, you know, who knows? I mean, you know, guys, I'm not too hard to please in terms of fight. So yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, listen, the goal remains the title, and I'm so happy I'm back on the win column. So happy I established myself in the top 5, and I'm right there. And whoever comes next, just bring it. You can make, like, you can for sure count on me on being there.
Mr. Vettori, how's that lip of yours doing after the?
Oh, that was the best shot of the, like, that was his best shot probably. That was like the headbutt that, you know, like, yeah, he came in with that head really low.
Do you think that this streak of bad luck is now finished for you? There was many times that your competitors, your rivals, were not getting the weight correctly. And
Yeah. I thought in the beginning you were saying that, like, you know, almost all my fight. Yeah. Also that, and also all my fights, somebody either headbutt me or like eye poke me. But, you know, whatever. You know, it's a fight. But yeah, I mean, no, with Whittaker was pretty smooth. You know, whenever you talk about high-level professionists, like they'll, you know, like with Adesanya was good too. I mean, before the fight, in the fight, he kicked me in the balls, eye poked me. But I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, no matter what, like, I'll do me, and I'm sure, like, it'll be good, you know.
what about the nose? Is it broken?
No, definitely not broken, man. I don't break things. Like, things on I never break bones. I'm made of something else. Probably a little cut. They didn't even stitch me up. Right in the back, there was the doctor, like, he always stitched me up. I'm like, you know, like, you stitched me up so good, I almost feel bad I don't have any cut.
You, I don't know if you know, but you have a lot of fights in Bulgaria, so congratulations from all your...
Thank you, man. Thank you. Listen, Europe, let's go, you know.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to say, like, I give a shout out to my friend. Like, he got into a coma like a while ago, like after a sparring session. Daniele, riprenditi, dai che ti aspettiamo. Ciao caro, ciao. Thank you.